Got some news for your eyes. I ain't gonna believe this shit. I still think Dolph dead, huh? Show you something. You heard it here first. Okay. So y'all know who Straight Jack Justin Johnson is, right? Check this. Oh, he's still in the Shelby guy, huh? Watch this though. Mind blown. Cornelius Smith. He's still in the Shelby County database, right? It wasn't showing at first. It was not showing at first. When I just searched it, his name was not in there. Now it's showing. Oh, they know something. I'm gonna prove it. I took a screenshot of the video of me searching his name. Check this. So look, now it's showing his name in the database. At first it won't. I just took a screenshot. I'm gonna show you. His name was not in there. That's my whole reason for starting this video. Watch this. Boy, they quick with it. They hurry up and fix that, didn't they? They hurry up and fix that, didn't they? Watch this, watch this. Check this out. I just searched his name. It wasn't showing. But now when you go to it, it's showing. You see, Straight Drop name still in there, Justin Johnson. But when I said Cornelius Smith, it wasn't showing at first. But when I just showed y'all on live, his name was back in the database. Type of shit is y'all on, Shelby County. You already know Dolph ain't dead. Allegedly. It's all a stage. Do y'all know that it's a real actor named Cornelius Smith? Not this same guy right here that's accused of killing Dolph. But it's another guy named Cornelius Smith that's a famous actor. How ironic that one of the accused killers of Dolph name is Cornelius Smith. Are they trying to tell us that it's all a stage? It's a movie? Turn that back. I'm glad I took this screenshot video. Because if I would have tried to prove it on live and they put his name back in the database, it would have made me look stupid. Look at this. It's the Shelby County inmate lookout. No records found. Where's Cornelius Smith? No records found. Justin Johnson ain't been there the whole time though. Somebody find out. Can somebody explain why? Check this shit out. Like I said, it's a famous actor named Cornelius Smith. How ironic, one of Dolph's accused killers' name is Cornelius Smith. Are we watching a movie? Is it all a stage? Alpha Valley, where you at? This Cornelius Smith right here. Does this remind anybody of the Nipsey Hussle case? Remember the lawyer for the accused killer Nipsey Hussle? He had the same name as or was it the accused killer had the same? His real name is, I forgot. Don't give me the line. But this right here, this Cornelius Smith right here, this is an actor named Cornelius Smith Jr. It's not the same guy accused of killing Doc. Don't get that twisted for y'all slow ones out there. Y'all try to twist my words out. He said, this actor the one that killed Doc. I didn't say that. I said that the accused killer of Dolph, Cornelius Smith, how ironic that is a famous actor in the world named Cornelius Smith Jr. And he stars on Scandal from 2015 to 2018. Love Take Two. That sounds like a movie. Jingle Bell. Let's see. Played in the Whitney movie. or documentary. Played in all my children. Wow. And let's go back to this Shelby County inmate search. I'm doing this live. It's not the video I played. See? See, why is his name back in the database? And I just showed y'all proof that his name was not in the database. They playing games. They is playing games. I searched his name live and it's back in here. Now let me show you the video when I really, literally just searched his name like 10 minutes ago. Maybe 15 minutes ago. His name was not in there. I'm glad I took the screenshot. Watch this. This is the screenshot video that I took earlier, like 10 or 15 minutes ago, before I started the stream, however long ago that was. So yeah, maybe like 15 minutes ago, because I've been live for 13 minutes. His name was not in there. Cornelia Smith's name was not in there. Justin Johnson's name has still been in there. Straight drop, Justin Johnson. Cornelia Smith's name was not in there. But when I just showed y'all live of me searching it, his name is back in there. Seems like we watching a Hollywood movie, y'all. They playing with us. In my opinion, they won't be charged for Dolph's murder, allegedly. They might have other pending charges that they fighting in court. But as far as Dolph's murder, alleged murder, in my opinion, I don't think those two would be charged. This is a real video. I want to hear no shit about I Photoshop. I want to hear no shit about I Photoshopped a live photo. This is not even a live photo. This is a screenshot video. There's a lot of dummies out there that don't know how this internet shit and phones work. They'll start accusing you. Oh, he photoshopped that. Oh, she photoshopped that live photo. Oh, no. So awesome. Dumbass. Are y'all seeing this shit? Cornelia Smith's name was not in there when I searched his name before I started this live stream. I even had the timestamp. I even have a timestamp. The timestamp when I recorded that screenshot video when I searched Cornelia Smith's name in the Shelby County database. 5/18/2022. 1:58 a.m. At 1:58 a.m. Which is what, 29, 30 minutes ago? So y'all again. You heard it here first, by the way. You know how these YouTubers do. Somebody showing this, they're gonna act like they broke the news first. Bunch of copycats out there. As you can see, Justin Johnson, aka Straight Guy's name, has been in the database the whole time. No records for Shondell Barnett. His name's not in the system. No records. Wasn't he arrested with Straight Jack? Let's get that. It's all a movie, y'all. It's all a stage. Everything's a stage. What's that old saying? Believe half of what you hear and what you see, some shit like that. Everything is allegedly and for educational and entertainment purposes only. Fair use act. Section 107. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So update from German Pierre himself. Fox 13 Memphis News. Capital Dexterity. I took the shot. Capital Dexterity. I took the shot. I took the shot. Mic check. 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 Mic check.
I don't know if anybody ever been on a jet, or does it show like your path, like, and where you flying? Or is that something that they just put in the video?
Check where the plane going. I gotta kill ya. Kill ya. Exit. Why you say the exit? Exit. Tupac. That's a relic. Yeah. I'm trying to start the leg of the rent. Okay? I'm renovated. Alright, so look. That all in the video. Gotta really stop and freeze. Yeah. Check the video out. What is that? Can't be Dolph. Dolph's a little dog, alright? Is it here? This video filter, she tried to make it seem like, check that out. They tried to make it seem like they shot all this footage right here after Dolph died. That's definitely not the same guy I just shot. Somebody else, right? What do I look like? So they used that footage from the Nothing on the New video, the plane footage. Anyway. Who's that? Same bucket hat. Not the same guy. I did. Same mustache. Same mustache. Same mustache. Same mustache. Not a political show.
What y'all think? Dolph fake that? Or is it really gone? Rest in peace. So the way they did this is like, it's the old Cardi Gun footage is like from Dolph's other video, Nothing on Me. That's supposed to be the Shredder song, Blood All on It, right? He allegedly had to get out of there. He was in fear for his life already. Look where he's going. He's standing at the door. Take it back to fool your enemies. Black Box of Valor. Put a slick one on us. But Blood All on It got like plain footage. They trying to make it seem like they had to reuse old footage because they had no more footage to die. That's how they made this video look. The whole time, Dolph secretly in the background.
Yeah. It's Dolph!
Say you came to get some what? That's all I came for, to get some Makita. Makita cook. Get the side. Get the side. Come back around there. Yes, these right here. What you got? Chocolate chip. Them hot. Straight out the oven. Just for you. Hey, stop that cook. She gonna do that, do this. Don't let go.
What she say? What the hell wrong with y'all? Who got shot?
I had to pause it right there. Watch what this dude says. I didn't notice this until I went back and played the video. I already mixed it up, chopped it up by this, and created this video right here. When I went back and watched it, I noticed what this guy says, right? If anybody watching this, drop in the chat when did the song blood all on it release. This video right here is the day of Dolph's death, November 17th, 2021. When did the song Blood All On It release? I'm going to look it up myself. But drop it in the comment if you know. Now pay attention to what this dude said. This was the distraction right here, the white truck. It distracted everybody that had their cameras on Dolph, was supposedly laying on the ground. Watch what this dude says when this distraction pulls up in the white truck. Watch this.
Domestic violence. Anger management classes. What you bring him up here for?
He's trying to shout it. Hey, it's a hey, y'all.
Oh, something wrong.
Hey, ain't nobody shot. He cut. He just cut on the arm.
Oh, he cut up. What you bring him up here for? Ain't it? We got another problem. Damn, she got blood all on her pants.
Hey, move out the way.
Damn. She got blood all on her pants. This November 17th, y'all, was the song Blood All On It. Gucci, Dolph, and Key Glock. Was that song out in November? How ironic that this distraction pulls up, take everybody's attention off of Dolph, which was laying in the cookie shop. This distraction pulls up on the murder scene because her boyfriend or husband, whatever he is allegedly hurt. He wasn't shot. He was cut or something like that. And his blood was all on the back of her jeans. Why did the dude recording say, damn, she got blood all on? Let me play it back.
Hey, move out the way. We got to get the fire truck through here, y'all. Can y'all back up on here? Let us get it through here.
Hey, what bro is?
She been sitting on herself. Why she bleed?
Her nigga cut or something. What you bring him up? Damn, she got blood all on her pants.
Hey, move out the way.
Damn, she got blood all on. And if y'all know, it was like everybody, this recording was like already there, right? And then some people that was trying to record, their phones won't work. Why is that? Did they have signal jammers in the crowd? Did the police have signal jammers out there? Why wouldn't some people's phones work when they try to record a video? Only certain people's phones record it, right? That sounds like a signal jammer. If you don't know what that is, look it up. A signal jammer.
We got to get the fire truck through here, y'all. Can y'all back up on here? Let us get it through here.
Hey, what bro is?
She been sitting on herself. Why she bleed?
Her nigga cut or something. What you bring him up here for?
Y'all got a little crowd.
This bitch crazy, man. This bitch crazy here, fool. These folks done brought a whole nother problem to a problem.
Start it over. Folks calling me already. The fuck? You must be going from the camera to the news already. This yellow line, I'm past.
Whoever shot me, fuck your dead guys. Whoever shot me, fuck your dead guys. Whoever shot me, fuck your dead guys. I'm still alive. 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 I'm still alive.
Say mustache. What y'all think about that? It's all a movie. It's all a movie. It's all a stage. They will not be charged for Dolph's murder, in my opinion. Why wasn't Cornelius' name in here earlier when I searched it in the database? It's probably in there now when you search it. But before I started this stream, it was not in here. This is a screenshot video I took at 1:58 this morning. A whole hour ago, his name was not in the database. This is the proof right here. What y'all think about to happen with this case? I just saw the proof. Why is there an actor named Cornelius Smith? Not the same guy. But if this is all staged and it's fake and they didn't really kill Dolph, why did they pick a guy named Cornelius Smith, who is really another guy named Cornelius Smith Jr., which is an actor? Are they trying to tell us this is all a movie set? It's all scripted? This is the actor named Cornelius Smith. I'm not even sharing my screen. My fault. My fault. My fault. Here we go. Actor named Cornelius Smith Jr. There's an actor named Cornelius Smith Jr. If the suspects in the Dolph case really didn't kill Dolph, why did they pick a guy named Cornelius Smith to act it out? Is Dolph trying to tell us it's all a scene? It's all a movie set? It's all fake? It's all staged? Did he really escape to Havana, Cuba? Here's the actor named Cornelius Smith Jr., not the same Cornelius Smith in the Dolph case, for the slow ones out there. This guy's played in Scandal. Played in a couple shows, couple movies. What is it? What is it? What is it? Is it all a stage? Here's the real Cornelius Smith. Real Cornelius Smith. Straight drop to the left. AKA Johnson Johnson. Cornelius Smith on the right. Cornelius Smith on the left right here. Was he like 5'3", 5'4"? Straight drop's like 5'8", right? So inmate search. Let's do it live. Now, I saw what happened when I recorded that video about an hour or two ago. His name was not in the system. Let's do a search now. Let's do a live search. Wow, his name is back in the database. Why his name is back in the database? Why was it removed when I searched earlier? Why was his name removed when I searched earlier? I'm going to show you the video. This is before I started streaming. Over an hour ago. His name was not in the database. Let's run that out. Didn't have a problem searching straight guy's name. His name was there the whole time. But when I ran Cornelius Smith's name an hour ago, his name was not in the database. But then as soon as I cut this live stream on and tried to show y'all live going to it, his name was back in the database. If I hadn't recorded this screenshot video, y'all would think I was lying. I searched his name an hour ago. His name was not in the database. Cornelius Smith. And check this out. Why is there an actor named Cornelius Smith Jr.? Are they trying to tell us something? Is this all a movie set? Is it all staged? Why is there an actor named Cornelius Smith Jr.? Let me show you. Cornelius Smith Jr. Are they trying to tell us something? Is this all a movie set? Look at this. Cornelius Smith Jr. starred in Scandal, Love Take Two, Jingle Bell, so and so. So it's all fake. Are they trying to tell us something? Did they pick the guy named Cornelius Smith to act out a murder? The video footage hasn't been released. All we have is still shots. Why do we only have still shots? Why do we only have still shots? Why do we only have still shots? No video. Any other rapper that has died, some of the video has been released. You saw a video of Nipsey Hussle. You saw a video of Drake the Ruler bleed out on camera. You saw a video of Slim 400 getting executed in the yard. All those video footage is right away. Why hasn't the Young Dolph video been released? Even after the case is over, I don't believe the video will be released. All we have are these photos to go by. So one of these guys is supposed to be 5'8", which is straight drop. Cornelius Smith a little shorter than him. He may be 5'6", 5'4". Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? This don't look like straight drop or Cornelius Smith. Is my screen showing? Let me see. Boy, I'm talking my screen. Yeah. Screen showing? Yeah. Who is this? This don't look like straight drop or Cornelius Smith right here. Who is that? This guy looks thirsty. Is that Cornelius Smith from straight drop? Who is that? Next subject. Let's get on this Casanova case. We'll finish it off with the Young Thug case because there's so much shit going on with that. We save that for last. Alright. So as y'all know, Casanova pled guilty. If I'm not mistaken, he's facing up to 60 years. He's got a racketeering charge. Yep. Recording artist, alleged gang leader. Casanova pleads guilty to racketeering and narcotics trafficking conspiracies. Caswell Sr., that's Casanova's real name. He pled guilty admits to a shooting and a robbery and having a gang leadership role, and is 13th defendant to plead guilty. If y'all remember, what really messed him up was that one, I'm not sure if it was a video on it, but they allegedly choked their fan out because she was recording them and refused to stop recording them at a restaurant. It was a lady So that could be where the rivalry comes from also. They stole a song allegedly, and somebody in his camp choked out allegedly. So I'm not about to read all this to y'all, but I mean y'all can see the screen, so y'all read it for yourself. I'll just leave it right here for a little second. But we can skim over it. Casanova, aka his real name is Casual Senior. Says he pled guilty today to racketeering. This is from May 11th, Wednesday, May 11th. Casanova pled guilty to racketeering and narcotics offenses. The DA, they allege that he's the leader in the untouchable Guerrilla Stone Nation blood gang. New York City. Casanova pled guilty. He admitted to participating in the shooting in Florida on July 5th, 2020. A robbery in New York City on August 5th, 2018. I'm thinking that's the case where I was just talking about with the lady. They snatched her phone. She was recording them. Casanova didn't want to be recorded. They allegedly snatched the phone, and somebody in his camp choked out. That may be that robbery case in New York right here. August 5th, 2018. And he's also being charged with conspiring to traffic over 100 kilos of marijuana. That's a lot of weed. That's a lot of weed. A lot of weed. That's a lot of weed. Allegedly. I'm not sure why he pled guilty. Maybe if he pled not guilty and lost, then he would have to do the max, which is he's facing 60 years. So pleading guilty could chop the years down. I don't know how many years they're going to chop it down by pleading guilty. But hopefully it's some minor, like 1 or 5 years. That's minor. But it looks like they're trying to fry him. So if he's pleading guilty, he's copping the plea. They're going to cut that 60 years to what, 20 years? Who knows? So he's got 12 other co-defendants. I'm not sure how many years they're facing. It could be 60 also. I dropped the link in the chat if anybody want to hop up. Chop it out with me. So they've been watching Casanova from the beginning of 2004 until like 2020. It says Casanova admitted that as part of the racketeering activity on or about July 5th, 2020, while at a party in Florida that included gang members, he allegedly discharged a firearm at an individual with whom he was having a gambling dispute. If you know Casanova, they was probably shooting dice, allegedly. Shit, actually, that's my downside. Crash, now see that. So it says he allegedly discharged a firearm at the individual over the dispute. The victim suffered serious bodily injury. I think the video might be a video out when he was shooting dice. I'm not sure if that's the same day where he caught that charge. Well, he didn't catch a charge that day. I guess this case been building up over the years. That's why. So other party attendees discharged multiple firearms also in the same situation. Additionally, Casanova Sr. stipulated that as part of a separate August 5th, 2018 robbery in Manhattan, a victim was restrained and suffered serious bodily injury. I'm thinking that's where the woman was recording him and he didn't want to be recorded. They allegedly took her phone and checked her out. Allegedly. He's pleading guilty to all of that. He's also pleading guilty, stating that he was an organizer or leader of a criminal activity that involved 5 or more participants, and he agreed to traffic at least 100 kilos of marijuana. Allegedly. Casanova Sr., aka Casanova, he's 35 from Montville, New Jersey. He's scheduled to be sentenced by the U.S. District Judge Philip M. Hawthorne on December 6, 2022. So fourth quarter, end of the year. He's facing 60 years. A total max 60, 2 counts is 60 years with a mandatory minimum of 5. Like I said earlier, that's probably why he's pleading guilty. So he only has to do 5. So Casanova is the 13th defendant in the Gorilla Stone case to plead guilty. The 12 other defendants who previously pled guilty are, and you can see their names right here. I'm not going to call all that out. Those the 12 other defendants in that case. And they already pled guilty. This case is being prosecuted by the Officers Light Claims Division. Assistant U.S. Attorneys for blah 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 are in charge of the prosecution. Matt, read it. See that guy, Casanova. Alright, let's find some Casanova. I'm gonna see if I can find that video when they were shooting Dolph.
Yo, big. I went to the low, and I went back to the Bloods. I got a set trick. I gotta go with who winning. Let's go. 4 building. Yo, can I get in?
That's good.
Make you laugh. I went, listen, yo, big. I went to the low, and I went back to the Bloods. I got a set trick. I gotta go with who winning. Let's go. 4 building. You got the money. You know. Hold on now, that ain't got nothing to do with me, homie. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Anything in my hand is my. Give up buck. It's 400. Come on, stop. Yo, can I get in?
That's good. You know, I'm sorry for fuckery.
You come outside. You saw. Get out. That man was throwing dope blows, and you come out all fuckery.
You was doing one. You was doing one. It's that shit.
Nah,
right
don't
here.
worry.
Don't worry. Get that one.
What's in it?
It's 4.
Oh, he's drunk. Yo, honey, you don't. Honey, you don't. I need the luck. That's a good guy right there. Thank you. You just scared. Look, Biggs is scared. Look at him. Biggs is scared. You don't want to play. I don't give a fuck.
So, bro, nah. Yo, Steph, you snack? Snack?
I got the rap. I'm gonna do what my man's is doing. And I got 500, you gonna fall better.
My man's face.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
That Haitian shit.
Okay.
That Haitian shit.
You ain't really even Haitian. You're not a dark skin Haitian. Oh, you know you should have rolled back. You were dogging your home girl. One was split back in the days, man. Never. One was the split back in the days. Right here. I'm so far from blood in me. But you know what's so crazy? The crazy thing is, it don't matter if you come over here, nigga, you flip. That nigga don't matter. We from Flatbush. You said nigga was fit. Come over here with us. Vice versa. You know that nigga blind nigga get mad at me. Come on, man. Come on, 200 I do. 200 I do. This straight cash. You know that. 200 I do. 200 I do. 200 I do.
CeeLo.
You know what I'm saying? True blue shit. Fuck out of here. Niggas know my body. I'm back. Bust up quad. Set it off. Nigga went in the 6th building and said, you get a nigga 3 crips. It was only 1. Fuck is it over with you? What's going on? 400 in it. Stop. Let's get it.
There, go get it back.
Let's get it.
Yo, I got a fucking form better, man. Niggas acting like I'm scared to bed.
Huh? That gives you 400. Yeah, you walk. You walk. Come on, I got 400. I form better. 400. I form better. Nice start, little play at all. 8 shots. I need that 3 people on this. Hold on, these guys in the streets. Yo. I just want y'all to know that. Yo, 200 I form better. 100 I form better. 100. Come on, black man.
I didn't realize music was playing. That's why I keep pausing it. I'm still here, though.
Man, 100 partner. Go loud. 100 partner. 100 partner. Go loud. Yeah. 100 partner. Supposed to add on my big car next practice. 100 partner. 100 partner. 100 partner. Yo, still, I'm trying to get it. Still. Taking it from this guy right here. Tell him go out. 100 partner. Go out. 100 partner. 100 partner. 100. Let me put this in my pocket. Put it in my pocket. Put it in my pocket. Nigga better watch it. If you try to stop it, nigga fucking rocket. Pop it. That ain't good enough. How did I do? Go on, man. Partner. We married. Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. You pick this up. You pick this up. I get my zone, nigga. Yo, nobody put that. Hey,
It's stupid.
hey, never go into the fat lady thing. Hey, not like that. How did he go? I bet back on him, man. You know how I roll. I rolled an 8. Kilo. Nigga cheating, man. You should have bet me. Say you bet me. Keep the 100. You said.
We gotta keep pausing it because of the music. We're gonna keep running it though. Yeah. Yeah.
I won! I roll a 5. Yo, you drunk? I roll a 5. I bet you I do. Right? You got the 100. I won. You ain't bet me back again. You talking about you got 100 in hand. I just told you guys for the bet. Look at the live. Want me to stop the live and look at it? Yo, you trying it now like you drunk. You ain't even drunk. You smoking weed. You ain't even drunk. You dropped the 100 when I said I do. I picked it up. You see? Yo, that's the second time you trying to get me back there. All right, okay. You being back there. All right. 400 to the side. What you do? All right, okay. Oh! What happened? $400. $100 I do. $100 I do. Get your money back. $100 I do, big. Okay. Get straight cash. Put the camera on him. Bet. You want to make me so bad. Bet. Big. Get your money back. Bet. That's coming with us. Bet. I got 1,600 in the street. Talk about it. Big get straight. Woo! Fuck you telling me about big get straight. I'm scared of them niggas. Don't let me do that. I start firing. Don't tell me that. I start firing. I get scared. Yo, can't go. Big get straight. What is going on? You know the vibe. 400 in it. You know the vibe. Get your money down. Stop, man. Stop. How did I do? Yo, get the big stick. How did he do? How did he do?
Could this be the same case that I just read to y'all? He said he was gambling. And they got into a dispute, right? Could this be the same time?
Yo, we on the ass. Shut up. We on the ass. Hold on. Yo, how did I do? How did I do? Oh, mine. Let me get it back. Yo, how did I do? We in the ass. Yo, how did I do? I'm a little like, I'm a little like, there's a couple of blues in there. I'm a little like, three of them. Hey. Oh, shit. Damn, blood. Count that out. I see that is. Peter paid for. Yo, kill these niggas, yo. Hey, kill these niggas, man. 400. Stop it. I love it. Yo, boo. Go on, buddy. You know what I'm doing on the camera, shit. Yo, 100 he do. 100 he do. Yo, when you're not even pointing the camera, you reading the comments.
I am pointing the camera, nigga. Look at talking shit. Pause that ass talk. He is dumb. Whole game having this shit. Yeah.
I'm trying to watch the video, but it's music playing, so I gotta keep pausing it. This is just a review. YouTube, this is just a review. This is just a review. No monetization intended. All copyrights for the music goes to the respectful owner. Yeah. Yeah. What y'all think? Is this the day that Casanova got the alleged charge for shooting at somebody for a gambling dispute? I heard what he said in the song.
Hey, get the fucking ace, man.
I got the record.
Get the fucking ace. Get this shit right here, man. Get what's going on, man. We're not playing with them. Where's my other two? Come on, son. Nigga, this not, man. Come on, son. 400. $100 form better. $100 form better. Go to the curb. Go to the curb. Go to the curb, man. Yo, get him. Big aim. Oh, nah. Hey, get it up on him. One. Watch him move. Hey. Move your feet real quick, homie. Let's go to the other side.
Right where they at.
Oh.
Yes.
Broadcast the news. Come back. Come broadcast that. Broadcast that. Come back like Jordan. Everybody on my shit. Everybody on my shit. Everybody on my shit.
Yo, nobody told me that on their Instagram itself.
Yo, honey, you doing? Partner! 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 Look, he's scared. He gotta fall! He gotta fall! You should have took the back, huh? You wild you in the square. You ain't hitting nobody. Huh? You wild. Let's get this on live, huh? Get this on live, huh? Yo, Quad! Yo, Cuz, don't leave me, bro! Don't leave me. Hey, homie. Don't leave me, Quad! Yo, Quad! Don't leave me, blood!
I heard about Casanova. He said,
It's 800.
Yeah, on it.
Yeah. Heard you. Look. They talking big Latin. Stop. Come on here.
Head crack.
Come on here.
Head crack.
Come on here. Come on here. Come on here.
let's go back to the charges. Was this the same day? Senior admitted that as part of racketeering activity on or about July 5th, 2020, while at a party in Florida, including gang members, he allegedly discharged a firearm at an individual with whom he was having a gambling dispute. Could that be a different day? I mean, I know you don't just shoot dice once, right? But that was the one that really stood out that everybody got on camera. Could that be the same day? It looked like they was kind of arguing. Here's another clip of Casanova shooting dice, and he gets to arguing. Is he the instigator or is he the aggressor? Y'all be the judge. No pun intended.
I was watching you and watching the door. Baby girl, it's a man's business. Please stay out of this. Please. Because when somebody dies, you won't be a witness. Just chill. No, chill. Baby girl, you saying that. Calm down. This nigga's gambling. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Niggas gambling money. Telling me, I looked at the door. He told me police coming. I looked at the door. And this man threw the dice. Calm down. You playing head up. I was watching you and watching the door. Baby girl, it's a man's business. Please stay out of this. Please. Because when somebody dies, you won't be a witness. Just chill. No, chill. Baby girl, you saying that. Calm down. This nigga's gambling. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Niggas gambling money. Telling me, I looked at the door. He told me police coming. I looked at the door. And this man threw the dice. Calm down. You playing head up.
Leave it alone. I'm done. That's your money, man.
Yo, you know what we do.
That's some crazy shit to say during a dice game. If somebody die, nigga like me gonna be like, what you mean by that, fam? And I'm gonna be clutching on my shit. You can't just say shit like that, bro. When somebody die, like, that's a threat, my nigga. I'm gonna be clutching. Like, I already feel like you threatened my life. The tone in your voice, and then you saying, when somebody die, like, how did we get to that point?
I was watching you and watching the door. Baby girl, it's a man's business. Please stay out of this. Please. Because when somebody dies, you won't be a witness. Just chill. No, chill. Baby girl, you saying that. Calm down. This nigga's gambling. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Niggas gambling money. Telling me, I looked at the door. He told me police coming. I looked at the door. And this man threw the dice. Calm down. You playing head up.
Leave it alone. I'm done. That's your money, man.
You know what we do. Even Dolo. But listen. Look, this man just told me the police coming. He's right, both of them. Now, right? I looked over here and I turned around and you rolled the dice.
I'd rather you say I wasn't looking than say I didn't throw a phone.
I say I want to look. It's right here.
Okay, then. That's so money.
That's how I'm on
Man,
it. Y'all don't got to go. Roll your dice if you win, you win. Bro, you know how we do. We argue with him, not us. You can roll it. Take it. I don't give a fuck.
No, that's your money.
You know, I just don't like what she's saying. Go roll it. I don't give a fuck about it. Go ahead. Homie, fair game. Roll your dice.
You wasn't looking. That's the problem. But I did go phone.
Smoke told me, yo, the police coming. I looked over here, it was a 7. That's all I'm not looking at you because you starting shit. Roll it, broski.
Cause you know I'm fat, Cass. I hate to be.
I know.
And then you got everybody with you say,
no. Look. I know you say I don't care. You know, real thing don't do that for me. I don't even care. But look, the nigga just said, Cardi. Look,
So that's another time he got the argument about shit back. I'm not sure if that's the one in the case, because the case said July 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back. Let's go back and look.
Keep that big. Keep that big. Keep that big. Keep that big. Shoot it. Keep that big. Shoot it. Keep that big. You know what this is? Shoot it. Keep that big. Just drop your wrist. Drop your wrist. Listen, man. I'm gonna just try it one time. I got 3 of them. I'm gonna try it one time. One time only. I'm gonna try it. You told me you lost it all and you got it back. Let it all. Let the watch, nigga. Let the watch. Look what I would have did. Look what I would have did. Look what I would have did. Look what I would do. Bet. Superfly. No, the we doing? No, the we doing? Nah, hell nah. Come on, keep that big. Keep that big. Keep that big. Keep that big. Shoot it. Keep that big. Shoot it. Keep that big. You know what this is? Shoot it. Keep that big. Just drop your wrist. Drop your wrist. Listen, man. I'm gonna just try it one time. I got 3 of them. I'm gonna try it one time. One time only. I'm gonna try it. You told me you lost it all and you got it back. Let it all. Let the watch, nigga. Let the watch. Look what I would have did. 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 Bet. Superfly. No, the we doing? No, the we doing? Nah, hell nah.
Straight out. Get some room. Get some room. Get some room. Get some room. Back it up. Hey, yo, Dig. Put the camera on me.
I'm pretty sure that one. That was that looked like New York. The background looked like New York, and the case said that was from July or something like that, but it was in Florida. So I don't think that's video I just showed you. It's the video that's involved with the case. But we're gonna hop off the Casanova and we're gonna finish it with the YSL in your third case. Let's get to it. Yeah.
A case that began in 2017. Monday night, Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele, told us something along the lines of, Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever. We have not been able to reach him about what we have learned now, but it appears Young Thug's legal problems are not limited to the case in Fulton County that has made such big news this week.
I'm a real citizen. I got kids and everything. I don't need nobody saying me going no jail about nothing.
It appears the Fulton County RICO conspiracy case that broke this week against music stars Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, and Sergio Kitchens, a.k.a. Gunna, lawyers for both have suggested they're innocent, is not the first time the pair has been linked in a criminal case, and that these images relate to a DeKalb County case dating back to 2017 in a vehicle stop by Brookhaven Police near Peachtree DeKalb Airport, also involving a third suspect.
I'm supposed to perform with Jimmy Valley.
Documents indicate Williams, Kitchens, and the third suspect were indicted in DeKalb in 2018.
You got dope, you got money, you got guns. Trifecta, okay?
That Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug's charges included possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute, possession of hydrocodone with intent to distribute, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of amphetamine, possession of alprazolam, 2 counts of possession of codeine, and 1 count of possession of firearm during commission of a felony. We found this photo.
This is an old case. It's from like 2018. But all of it builds up, and they been tracking them for like years. Maybe like 10 years or 8 years. So all of it builds up, and they're going to add everything. They're trying to break these niggas in this RICO.
A case that began in 2017. Monday night, Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele, told us something along the lines of, Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever. We have not been able to reach him about what we have learned now, but it appears Young Thug's legal problems are not limited to the case in Fulton County that has made such big news this week.
I'm a real citizen. I got kids and everything. I don't need nobody saying me going no jail about nothing.
It appears the Fulton County RICO conspiracy case that broke this week against music stars Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, and Sergio Kitchens, a.k.a. Gunna, lawyers for both have suggested they're innocent, is not the first time the pair has been linked in a criminal case, and that these images relate to a DeKalb County case dating back to 2017 in a vehicle stop by Brookhaven Police near Peachtree DeKalb Airport, also involving a third suspect.
I'm supposed to perform with Jimmy Valley.
Documents indicate Williams, Kitchens, and the third suspect were indicted in DeKalb in 2018.
You got dope, you got money, you got guns. Trifecta, okay?
That Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug's charges included possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute, possession of hydrocodone with intent to distribute, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of amphetamine, possession of alprazolam, 2 counts of possession of codeine, and 1 count of possession of firearm during commission of a felony. We found this photo in court records. There's a not guilty plea. Records indicate Kitchens was accused of a window tint violation to which he pled guilty and received a fine and probation suspended upon full payment of fine and surcharges, and a possession of marijuana less than an ounce charge, which was nalprost. The DeKalb DA's office has indicated that Kitchens in this case is indeed Gunna. A transcript suggests 3 officers then with Brookhaven Police testified in a hearing that one of them indicated he told another officer that when I made contact with the car that I smelled raw green marijuana coming from inside the car, and that I was going to remove all 3 passengers and conduct a probable cause search of the car. And that the third suspect, not Young Thug or Gunna, was claiming everything I pulled out of the car. A document indicates that a DeKalb judge ruled, quote, the prosecution failed to present credible evidence that this vehicle was violating the law when stopped, unquote, and that evidence including statements, firearms, and supposed drugs must be suppressed. But a Georgia Court of Appeals opinion indicates the state appealed and the appeals court reversed. Now, the DeKalb DA's office says the DeKalb case against Young Thug is still pending, that the Court of Appeals ruling is critical to being able to move forward, and now prosecutors are waiting for the DeKalb court to set the case on a calendar. We are able to find the public records to tell this story through the DeKalb Superior Court Clerk's Office. Expect to hear more about this one, too. Reporting live, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
Now I'm about to show the recent arrest, which was delayed. They caught him unexpected.
Channel 2, by the way, was in Buckhead Monday night as police arrested the rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams. We showed you this exclusive video on WSB Tonight at 11.
Now here's the latest today. A judge held an initial hearing on the charges this morning. This is video from court of Young Thug in a blue jumpsuit. The rapper and 28 other defendants charged in a 56-count indictment alleging street gang activity, including robbery and murder. And Channel 2's Michael Seiden and investigative reporter Mark Winnie broke this story on WSB Tonight last night. Michael is live now in downtown Atlanta at the Fulton County Courthouse.
So, Michael, the thing is, just a few hours ago, investigators, they held that news conference, and this is part of a wide-ranging gang crackdown.
George, this investigation has been going on for months, and take a look at this. This is that 88-page indictment, 56 charges ranging from murder, armed robbery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Of course, those two rap superstars, the headliners on this indictment. But the top prosecutor here in Fulton County says this indictment will help get gang members off the street who she says are responsible for 80% of the violence we see in Metro Atlanta. Hip-hop superstar and Atlanta native Young Thug making an appearance in a Fulton County courtroom Tuesday. His first appearance in front of a judge comes less than 24 hours after authorities raided the rapper's Buckhead home. Channel 2 was the only station there Monday as investigators arrested the 30-year-old. Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, is one of 28 defendants charged in a sweeping 56-count indictment against the criminal street gang Young Slime Life, also known as YSL. The charges ranging from conspiracy to violate the Georgia criminal racketing law, murder, armed robbery, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, also named Sergio Kitchens, who performs under the name Gunna. As of Tuesday afternoon, the rap star had not yet surrendered to authorities.
My number one focus is targeting gangs, and there's a reason for that. They are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community.
According to the indictment, YSL is a criminal street gang started in late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta. Prosecutors say Young Thug is a co-founder, and he and his affiliates have played a role in some of the city's most violent crimes.
Me and the mayor and the police chief have talked about the fact that Cleveland in our community is referred to as Bleveland.
Also named in the indictment is Jimmy Carlton Winfrey. He's serving a 20-year prison sentence after pleading guilty to firing shots at rapper Lil Wayne's tour buses as they traveled on I-285 in April of 2015. Yeah, we can tell you that DA Willis says at this hour, arrests are still being made. She says it could be up to 2 weeks before everybody is in custody. Now, as far as Young Thug's attorney, he did tell our Mark Winnie last night that his client is innocent and they look forward to fighting the charges against them. We're live in downtown Atlanta. I'm Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action News.
Hearing those numbers and those stats on gang violence, Michael, is just shocking. Thank you. More details now about this incident on WSB last night. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie told you The indictment describes a criminal gang called YSL, which stands for Young Slime Life. Mark reported that the indictment alleges Young Thug is one of 3 YSL founders. Prosecutors also told Channel 2 one of the defendants named in the indictment is this man, Christian Eppinger. He's the same man accused of shooting Atlanta police officer David Rogers 6 times in February. We're staying on top of this story. For Channel 2 Action News at 6, investigative reporter Mark Whitney's going to be back speaking exclusively with Fulton County's District Attorney Fonnie Willis and Fulton County Sheriff Pat Labat about this major indictment.
Alright, check this out. The next video I'm about to show, it's not thorough, but it's a funny meme video. Like, this is why Gunna, this how Thug gonna look at Gunna when he realized his name's Sergio Kitchens. And he realized he been on CNN before and Crime Stoppers type shit, yeah? Check this out.
Once again, do you both understand the charges being brought against you?
Imagine that Thug on the left.
Your constitutional rights. Falk. Harvey.
Yes. And one more question. I'm the only one that got charged with narcotics?
Yes. All right, as to your bond's based upon your prior criminal history, facts presented today.
Man, if somebody could Photoshop Thug's face on this left right here and Photoshop Gunna on the right, that shit would be epic. Let's run that back.
Once again, do you both understand the charges being brought against you and your constitutional rights? Falk. Harvey.
Yes. And one more question. I'm the only one that got charged with narcotics?
Yes. All right, as to your bond's based upon your prior criminal history, facts presented today, and nature of the allegation.
All right, great. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Jeffrey. Judge Rashida Oliver. You are here on a bench, what we call our bench warrant calendar for Fulton County Superior Court. Be aware that on this calendar, you are here because you have been indicted under 22 SC 182273 for conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act and participation in criminal street gang activity. I brought you forward so that you can be put on notice that for the felony charges that you receive, you are to be presented before the judge, Honorable Judge Earl Glanville, at the next available calendar that will be presented in courtroom 8F at 9:30 a.m. The date at which you are to appear at this time, I am not aware of. But be aware that you have the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself while you are there and anywhere else. Anything that you say can be used against you. It is my understanding that you are being represented by Attorney Ryan Steele, and the District Attorney's Office, Don Geary, are also on. So I wanted to make sure that you were fully aware of that. ADA Geary, is there anything else that you would need to add? And then I will hear from Attorney Ryan Steele.
Judge, respectfully, I think you've already stated that there's not a bond issue. There's not really a first appearance other than you're verifying his counsel, which would handle the first appearance issue. One thing I want to put on the record, Judge, and thank you for giving me the opportunity, is at an appropriate time, we're going to file an objection or notice of objection to Attorney Steele. While he's a brother attorney, he has represented multiple people on the indictment, and we feel that a conflict would exist, and we just want the record clear on that. At the appropriate time, we'll move forward with that.
All right, anything, Attorney Steele?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. Your Honor, I do represent Mr. Williams. I've entered.
All right, great, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Jeffrey Williams. My name is Judge Rashida Oliver. You are here on a bench, what we call our bench warrant calendar for Fulton County Superior Court. Be aware that on this calendar, you are here because you have been indicted under 22 SC 182273 for conspiracy to violate the Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organization Act and participation in criminal street gang activity. I brought you forward so that you can be put on notice that for the felony charges that you receive, you are to be presented before the judge, Honorable Judge Earl Glanville, at the next available calendar that will be presented in courtroom 8F at 9:30 a.m. The date at which you are to appear at this time, I am not aware of. But be aware that you have the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself while you are there and anywhere else. Anything that you say can be used against you. It is my understanding that you are being represented by Attorney Brian Steele, and the District Attorney's Office, Don Geary, are also on. So I wanted to make sure that you were fully aware of that. Eddie Geary, is there anything else that you would need to add? And then I will hear from Attorney Brian Steele.
Judge, respectfully, I think you've already stated that there's not a bond issue. There's not really a first appearance other than you're verifying his counsel, which would handle the first appearance issue. One thing I want to put on the record, Judge, and thank you for giving me the opportunity, is at an appropriate time, we're going to file an objection or notice of objection to Attorney Steele. While he's a brother attorney, he has represented multiple people on the indictment, and we feel that a conflict would exist, and we just want the record clear on that. At the appropriate time, we'll move forward with that.
All right, anything, Attorney Steele?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. Your Honor, I do represent Mr. Williams. I've entered.
Thug will appear in court this morning. The rapper, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams Jr., was arrested Monday on a 56-count racketeering indictment.
That indictment alleges his YSL record label is a criminal street gang that has committed murder, assault, and threats of violence. Good Day's Mark Teichner has our developing story. He joins us live from the Fulton County Jail, and that's where young Thug is being held. Mark, good morning.
Yeah, being held, waiting for that first court appearance, tentatively set for 11:30 this morning, as these charges are extremely detailed and very, very serious. you're looking at Young Thug's mugshot. The Fulton County District Attorney claims the rapper, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams Jr., is part of a gang that used violence, drugs, and even murder to make money. Williams is one of 28 suspected members of the Young Slime Life charged with racketeering. He also faces criminal street gang charges. The 88-page, 56-count indictment lists more than 180 acts YSL members allegedly committed going back to January 2013. Williams' name comes up 35 times, including allegedly renting a car that was used in a murder, making terroristic threats while being kicked out of Perimeter Mall, receiving stolen guns, possession with intent to distribute meth, hydrocodone, and marijuana when he was arrested by Brookhaven police, and being part of a traffic stop in which police found numerous weapons, including an AK-47 with a 30-round magazine. The indictment claims Williams used his music, videos, and social media posts to spread YSL's power and territory. According to the indictment, YSL started in 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of southeast Atlanta, but has spread since then. YSL is accused of being affiliated with the Bloods gang. The indictment says its members identify themselves by using hand signals, tattoos, and clothing with YSL or slime written on them, and often wear red for Bloods, green for slime. And Young Thug isn't the only local rapper who is facing charges in this indictment. Gunna also is being charged with racketeering. At this point, though, the folks here at the Fulton County Jail have not said if he has been booked in or not. Now, this hearing for Young Thug will take place this morning at 11:30. As you can imagine, Fox 5 will be there, and we'll let you know how it plays out later on in the day. Reporting live from the Fulton County Jail, I'm Mark Teichner for Good Day Atlanta.
Very big story that a lot of folks are going to be watching. Mark, thank you.
Well, we'll ask on the different charges for the maximum penalties, and there's obviously many people that are looking at life under this indictment. You're absolutely right. These are serious times. They're serious allegations, and it is my opinion that violence in our community deserves maximum penalties.
I pray that the people that's against me, the world call them ops, I call them retards. I pray that they wake up one day and notice that I'm not against them, no shape, form, or fashion. I pray that they wake up and don't be against me. I pray that the people that want me dead, that want me to be buried, I pray that they wake up and find God, because you can't bury me, I'm a seed. I read once that they tried to bury us not knowing we were seeds. I pray to God that the world can understand Jay-Z and P. Diddy faster than they are. I pray that those two men are able to start relaying their message a little more simpler so we can catch on faster. I pray to God that he show us the new Nipsey before he pass away. I want to know the new Luther King. I want to know the new Nipsey. I want to know the new God before he pass away. I want to experience that.
The fuck was that about?
That feeling. I pray to God that I overcome all obstacles. I pray to God everybody in prison get out, be able to have a second chance at life.
First of all, I want to say good afternoon to you all. Thank you all for coming out. I want to acknowledge the DA and Fulton County Sheriff. We're here today to speak on the arrest of Jeffrey Williams that in collaboration with Fulton County DA's office and the Fulton County Sheriff on yesterday. This collaboration is representative of the partnership with the Atlanta Police Department and the DA's office on our aggressiveness in going after gang members. The mayor as well as the DA gave a interview on last week expressing their concerns about what we were seeing in our city and how we would go after any offender. And at the direction of the DA taking the lead on us yesterday, making sure that we were able to get one of our top offenders off of the street. In partnership with them, utilizing our tactical teams, we were able to go out to the individual's location and arrest him without any significant consequences to him or any other parties at the house. And so with that, I'll turn it over to the DA.
Thank you, Chief Bryant. Today, I'm joined by the Atlanta Police Chief, Chief Rodney Bryant, as well as my sheriff and our sheriff, Sheriff Patrick Labatt. We are here today about a grand jury indictment that was returned that included not just Jeffrey Williams, which is of some notoriety and media attention, but about 28 defendants that operated within our community between the time period of 2012 and 2022. It is our allegation that they operated as a criminal street gang and commenced to do havoc in our community. That havoc includes crimes of violence, crimes of thefts, crimes involving drugs. I've made no secret about it, nor any apology, that as the district attorney of Fulton County, my #1 focus is targeting gangs. And there's a reason for that. They are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community. And so they have to be rooted out of our community. I said just a week or two ago, it does not matter what your notoriety is, what your fame is. If you come to Fulton County, Georgia, and you commit crimes, and certainly if those crimes are in furtherance of a street gang, that you are going to become a target and a focus of this district attorney's office, and we are going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. I agree with Chief Bryant. What you see yesterday and what you will see in the upcoming months and years is the result of a lot of hard work by both the Atlanta Police Department and this office. We are proud to bring forth this indictment and hopefully to bring justice to a lot of the community who was victimized through the course you see in this indictment. But more importantly, the most important thing that we are here to do is to keep this community safe, and we believe removing these 28 defendants will keep Fulton County safer. Yes, sir.
The indictment's got Young Thug and a bunch of other rappers. There was one name I was actually expecting to see there that I didn't, and that's Jack Harlow. Can you speak to that?
What I'll tell you is that as large as this indictment is, I told my team that let's not be sexy, now let's not overreach. Let's be conservative in our approach, which is always the approach that I take. And in taking that approach, 28 defendants were indicted, and they were indicted for the crimes that I believe were appropriate for this RICO indictment. And so I won't speak to any person that is not named.
These are serious, significant charges. I would imagine you're going to see some pretty serious sentencing here. I know it's early, but can you talk a little bit about the type of sentences they might be facing?
Well, we'll ask on the different charges for the maximum penalties, and there's obviously many people that are looking at life under this indictment. You're absolutely right. These are serious times. They're serious allegations, and it is my opinion that violence in our community deserves maximum penalties.
In a recent interview, you said in the coming weeks and months to expect indictments, RICO charges, gang charges. We see that with fear, but this is only focused on the YSL gang. At that time, you used plural indictments. Should we expect more indictments against singular gangs in the coming weeks and months? Is that what you were meaning with that quote?
Yeah, and if you're already aware, we dropped an indictment not that long ago against YFN. It is certainly a tool that I believe in, which is using RICO. I believe
Are
the
you
reason
reading
that I
the
believe in
certified
that
with high
tool is it allows
technology?
juries and the communities to see the complete picture of a crime so they can truly be educated and have facts to weigh when they're making decisions. And so if you're asking, should you expect to see other RICO indictments against other street gang organizations? Absolutely.
And two questions specific to YSL, with the 20-some people arrested here or named. How big is this gang? Is that a good portion of the gang here operating in Atlanta, and how long were you investigating them?
If you look at the indictment, the crimes that are alleged within it go all the way back from 2012 to 2022. I wouldn't say that it contains every act of crime that YSL committed. It is a significant gang that operates here in Atlanta, Georgia, and not every member became a defendant within this indictment, but certainly a significant amount did, and certainly some of the leadership, which is what's most important. We're not going to just target the children that are running out at the direction of leaders and target leaders.
Madam DA, how much? Go ahead, Michael. Sure. Yeah. How much did social media, music, play a role in bringing this indictment?
Social media is a wonderful tool for prosecutors in every indictment we bring nowadays.
And let's talk about, obviously, YSL, their territory is at Cleveland Avenue. It's no secret. We've seen a ton of violence. Innocent bystanders get hit. So you guys believe that by getting them off the streets, that people in that neighborhood who are living in fear can actually have some peace now?
I believe that people in that neighborhood and at every corner of Fulton County deserve to be safe, even if it is financially lower, socially, economically. You know, I don't think that part of the community should be left behind. Me and the mayor and the police chief have talked about the fact that Cleveland in our community is referred to as Bleveland, that it is somewhere where just violence occurs, where they're marking up territory as blood territory. It's horrible. And you're absolutely right. That community deserves to be safe, and we are hoping that this helps to keep them safe.
Let's talk about safety. You know, these gang members are going to be housed or brought in at the same time. How are you and Sheriff Labat working to keep them away from each other in the jail, especially with Wyeth and Lucci being targeted as that came out recently?
Well, I won't step outside of my lane. I am the district attorney of Fulton County. I am not the sheriff. I have great confidence in the sheriff. He knew that this was coming as a law enforcement partner, and I believe that he is well prepared, but you'd have to speak to him to make sure that everyone within his facility is safe.
This indictment names a few, it's not just social media posts, but songs that have been released by Young Thug and others, where it goes through the lyrics as evidence supporting the RICO conspiracy. And I'd like you to speak to the First Amendment issues that obviously raises.
This issue's been ruled on by the courts. I knew that question was coming. I believe in the First Amendment. It's one of our most precious rights. However, the First Amendment does not protect people from prosecutors using it as evidence if it is such. In this case, we put it as overt and predicate acts within the RICO count because we believe that's exactly what it is.
Let's allow Sheriff Labat to answer.
I have one more from Ms. Willis. When's the last time you prosecuted a RICO case? Was it a PS case?
This office? No, since I've been here as the district attorney, I think we've indicted probably 4 or 5 RICOs at this point. So it's a tool I use.
First of all, good afternoon. I believe both Madam DA and Chief Bryant are really raising the level of consciousness in what we're doing within Fulton County, and certainly they deserve our appreciation. With respect to the specific question as to safety and so many people being brought in, we are housing them accordingly to include other facilities. So I encourage everyone to really download the Sheriff's app if you want to know specifically where individuals are, and you'll be accommodated accordingly.
Sheriff Labat, like as I dug into the indictment, there was an element of it where they were talking about Quantavious Greer communicating with an inmate, where the inmate had a cell phone that was contraband, But it was clear from the indictment that you had been, or that all of you had been monitoring that conversation. Like, it leads me to ask a question you're probably not going to answer. Was that cell phone deliberately given to an inmate so that those conversations could be monitored?
So I did have an opportunity to read your editorial that you posted in the Buckhead blog or whatever it was from that perspective. And so you're right, I'm not going to answer that. So, appreciate it. We'll leave that to Madam DA.
Can you tell us of the 28 who were indicted, how many have been arrested, how many are large, how many are already in custody?
You know, and I do not have that exact number. I can tell you approximately 10 were already in custody. I believe as of last night, we had arrested at least 3 as of last night. I expect to see more arrests today and in the upcoming weeks, but I'm realistic. It's probably going to take the next 2 weeks to get everyone in custody.
You know where, there's been some discrepancies about where Gunna is. Maybe this is better for the sheriff, where he's being, is he in custody?
Short answer, Michael, he's not in custody.
Okay. I mean, has there been arrangements for him to surrender, or is he considered a fugitive right now?
Well, we're making arrangements as much as he had representatives call me last night directly. So we'll muddle through that piece and let you know. And again, download the Sheriff's app. Make sure.
Sheriff, one more question.
Yes, sir.
Have you had to take any special precautionary measures at the jail in light of high profile? I mean, you mentioned people being housed differently, but just safety for your corrections officers. I mean, what kind of, are you able to reveal some of the things you've had to do in light of?
And that's a great question, and I appreciate you taking the time to come visit us a couple of weeks ago. To that extent, based on some of the things that we found, we've already begun new procedures. And so the opportunity for us to maintain safety is paramount. Thank you.
Follow up on Michael's question, with the indictment names being out there now, are any of the individuals considered fugitives? Is there a worry that some of them are on the run now, that they know that they're indicted?
In this business, I'm certain that there will be some people that won't volunteer to come into custody. There is no concern that somebody will escape being arrested.
One last question, I'm sorry. How significant was the arrest of Christian Eppinger with regard to the timeline of this indictment? Like, I had been looking at it where that arrest set off this 90-day clock. But I'm reasonably certain you were looking at YSL before all of this. Did that create a sort of a time situation where you wanted to get this done?
No, there was long ago a time sensitive importance or significance to this particular case. I was a prosecutor, as you know, for 16 years, 4 months, and 4 days in this office. The murder of Donovan Thomas in 2015 created violence like Atlanta has never seen. It was a goal of my predecessor and any person or prosecutor in this office to make sure that that family received justice, because everyone is entitled to justice. It was a commitment I made from the first day I walked into this office. Very shortly after me becoming the DA, I sat down with Mr. Thomas's mother, and I made her a promise that her son was as valuable as any other person within our community, and that I would put resources on this case, and that I would do everything I could to make sure that her son had justice. And yesterday was a proud day for me.
Was there any connection between the killing of young Doug's children's mother and this gang?
I don't believe any. Thank you.
What you think about that? Is it over for that? Is it over for Gunna? Why is that? Nah, I think Thug and Gunna gonna beat the case. Now them other 26 guys, they might be shit out of luck. But you know how this industry shit goes. Link in the chat if you wanna hop up. And put another video on. He's facing 7 new felonies because they raided his house while he was locked up. I'm about to drop that video right now.
Our coverage of a major story out of Atlanta. Rapper Young Thug is facing 7 new felony charges tonight. These charges mean a second and separate case from the Young Slime Life Gang RICO case that he was arrested for on Monday. Hope Ford joins us with what this means for his legal troubles. Our coverage of a major story. Continuing our coverage of a major story out of Atlanta, rapper Young Thug is facing 7 new felony charges tonight. These charges mean a second and separate case from the Young Slime Life Gang RICO case that he was arrested for on Monday. Hope Ford joins us with what this means for his legal troubles. Hope?
Well, this case could be folded into the RICO indictment, but it would mean the RICO case would need to be re-indicted to incorporate the new charges. And right now, experts tell me what would happen if all of those charges were presented to a jury. New accusations against rapper Young Thug stemming from a raid at his Buckhead home. Now he's charged with additional drug offenses, gang activity, and possession of weapons. He's facing 2 separate criminal cases, 2 charges from the RICO case and 7 charges in the latest legal action. In the RICO indictment, Thug is accused of several criminal acts, and attorney Daryl Cohen says they help strengthen the attempted murder and possession charges.
When and if this goes to a trial by jury, and it'll be a long trial if that happens, we're not talking a day or 2 or a week, probably a month or 2. One by one, the jury may say, okay, well, this is not a big deal. But wait a minute, we take this and we add this
It's that geeky shit. Somebody just kicked me off the stream. Whoever was just viewing my video, I know who you is. I ain't gonna say your name, but I know who you is. You come back in this bitch and doss me off my stream, it's a wrap for you, bro. I promise you that. I know who you are, bro. You think you can dox me off? Hey, I got geeks on my side too. Hey, they let me know who you is, bitch nigga. Try that shit again.
Steele's case. Mr. Steele, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you, sir?
Good, always good to see you.
I feel the same, Your Honor. Always.
You doing okay?
I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad we were able to fit you in. Sorry you had to wait a minute. I appreciate your patience. Let me set up the case first. This is position 20, case number 22 CP 208957, Jeffrey Williams. And I want to say good afternoon to you, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Wolf. This is your felony first appearance. Good afternoon. We're doing this remotely because of COVID. You have the right to remain silent. You're presumed innocent, and you have the right to an attorney. Your lawyer, Mr. Steele, is on the call. So let me start with you, Mr. Steele. This is a first appearance. Do you want to be heard on probable cause or just bond?
We will be heard on bond, Your Honor.
Okay. So let me ask, is this your case, Mr. Smith?
Yes, Judge.
And is this part of that same indicted case or something different?
That is correct. It is part of the indicted case, Judge.
Okay, if you could announce that first and then we'll go from there.
Yes, Judge. So these charges, these warrants stem from indictment number 22 SC 1822273 as well, Your Honor. Would you like me to go ahead and proceed with my position on bond as well, Judge, or?
Yes, please.
Okay. So it's the state's position that given Mr. Williams access to resources, and given that we're still in the process of apprehending everyone on that larger indictment, Your Honor, it's the state's position that he is a flight risk, as well as there's a clear risk to hinder the administrations of justice, Your Honor. Officers executed a search warrant at the home of Mr. Williams. They recovered large quantity of drugs, several firearms, one of which including a automatic switch, making it a fully automatic machine gun. And given the nature of these allegations of bond, Your Honor, we would respectfully request that you deny bond.
And I just want to understand, Mr. Smith, you're saying that Mr. Steele's client, Mr. Williams, he was indicted on that same 22 SC 182273 or not?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and I thought that it was the state's position per the delegation order from Judge Brasher that this court, me being a magistrate court judge, that I don't have authority to consider bond. Is that the case, or are you saying that I do?
And just to clarify, Your Honor, with that indictment, that was a direct indictment. These are additional warrants that were taken out stemming from that particular indictment. Whether or not these new warrants will become a part of that indictment, a decision has not been made as of yet.
Got it, but they're within the four corners of indictment 22 SC 182273. These warrants are not part of that indictment.
That is correct, Your Honor.
It would require a re-indictment if the state chose to do so.
That is correct.
Okay, so you do agree that these charges have not been assigned to Judge Plainville, they're unindicted, and it would be for the court to consider today?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, I understand. And it goes beyond Mr. Steele's case with Mr. Williams, but I just want to know for future reference today, Mr. Smith, I appreciate the update. Position 18, Diamante Kendrick, position 19, Martinez Arnold, they're in the same posture, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, got it. And Mr. Steele, just to bring you up to speed as well, there was a co-defendant or someone related, Sergio Kitchens, who was on the calendar earlier, represented by Mr. Samuel. His case, though, for today was strictly the case that was indicted a couple days ago. That was a different situation. I'm going to treat this just like a regular first appearance. So with that in mind, let me go back to you, Mr. Steele. Do you want to be heard on probable cause, or do you want to just be heard on bond?
Bond, Your Honor.
Okay, got it. So the court does find probable cause based on warrants, Mr. Williams, for the following charges: possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of Schedule 3, 4, or 5 controlled substance with intent to distribute, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, possession of a sawed-off shotgun, sawed-off rifle, I think in this case the allegation is a machine gun, dangerous weapon or silencer, unlawful for a person employed or associated with a certain organization to conduct or participate in that organization, unlawful for, and there are 3.
His 18 cycles beginning in 2008, he was a multi-state offender with arrest from the states of California and Georgia. Last arrest was...
My apologies, the screen kind of froze, and we left off with the judge saying 3 something, so there was a part that he missed.
Okay, well, let me just kind of back up. What I was saying was, sir, the court does find probable cause for possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of a Schedule 3, 4, or 5 substance with intent to distribute, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a machine gun. And then there are 3 counts about unlawful association with certain groups. I don't know, Mr. Steele, if you want me to waive sounding of what the actual charge is. I was trying to talk around it. Those are the 3 charges that relate to the first 3 charges. That was the last thing I said, sir. So I now heard from pretrial 18 cycles starting in 2008 out of California and Georgia. Ms. Gordon, do you show anything else?
The last arrest was November of 2018 for possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute, possession, purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana. And that was in DeKalb County. No disposition listed, no felony convictions listed on the GCIC, nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, what's the state's bond recommendation, please?
My recommendation is that Mr. Williams remain in a no bond status, Your Honor. I'll reiterate, he's at a significant flight risk given his access to resources. There's also a clear risk of hindering the administration of justice, given that we have not apprehended everyone on the larger indictment, Your Honor, and given he's also at a risk of committing additional felonies. As you see, within the last arrest, there was a possession of methamphetamines, and I believe officers also recovered that during the execution of their search warrant. So we would ask that bond be denied, Your Honor.
Do you show, though, that he has no felony convictions?
I believe that is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you from the state. Mr. Steele, please tell me about Mr. Williams and any bond recommendation you have, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Thank you for everything you do. Honorable Prosecutor Smith, thank you. Mr. Williams, good afternoon. Your Honor, Mr. Williams is 30 years of age. He is an incredible human being walking among us. He has grown up in rubble here in the Cleveland Avenue area. He has made it where he has performed musically on every continent in this world except for Antarctica. He has performed his music in front of as many as 300,000 people at a time. He is signed to a record label. You have members of the record label on your Zoom link now if you want to hear from them. He just got back from Norway, from performing in Norway, and he got back the Sunday before Monday when law enforcement officers executed a search warrant on his home based upon the grand jury warrant. I was there at that time, Your Honor. There were at least 10 people who were in the house with Mr. Williams. These items that are being litigated now before your honorable court for those charges, those unindicted charges, all come from the execution of a search warrant. We are not agreeing that we are responsible for any type of crime. Mr. Williams has never been convicted of any type of felony. I have defended him for at least 10, if not more years, Your Honor. He is not a convicted felon. His case in DeKalb County arises out of a show that he was performing on the Jimmy Fallon show. He was going to an airport in DeKalb County on a private plane. He's in the car with 2 other people, and at that scene of that traffic stop, on body camera, another person took full responsibility of any type of illegal contraband. The Honorable DeKalb County Superior Court Judge Adams heard motion to suppress. I have the honor of representing Mr. Williams, granted the motion to suppress. The state appeal, it got reversed, and I have been trying to get that case done with in DeKalb County. It's now 4 years old, and they have not shown any type of interest in moving the case. And I have letter after letter begging that this case be disposed of and Mr. Williams be cleared. Your Honor, Mr. Williams owns homes here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. I don't disagree that people would consider that he has substantial resources. That is not a negative, that is a positive. He is not a flight risk. He has come back every single time from being anywhere located around this world. He would surrender his passport to me, although I believe law enforcement officers may have this passport, but if not, I will get that passport and I could surrender it to the sheriff, the court, hold it myself, whatever the court states. As far as interfering with the administration of justice, as argued by the honorable prosecutor, there is not a scintilla of evidence that Mr. Williams has done anything to try to obstruct justice or try to hinder people from turning themselves in or being arrested. In fact, when law enforcement officers came to his home, I was there, Your Honor, and telling firsthand, he was nothing but cooperative. He had his 14-year-old son with him at that time. In addition to that, the fact that the prosecution wants there is going to be no evidence. You can craft, if you deem it appropriate, a bond order that he cannot be around weapons, although he's lawfully allowed to do it, but for purposes of bond, you can craft that order. The fact that he never obstructed the administration of justice. He's always come back to court when required to do so, because I have defended him on those cases, and any issues dealing with any other IALA factors, including intimidation of witnesses, they are not here. We are going to fight this case, Your Honor, all the way through until the prosecution either surrenders or a jury reaches its verdict. And I would ask you to please set a reasonable bond with whatever conditions you want. Now, with all that being said, I am not immune to what you said earlier. I understand that you have no jurisdiction, I heard you say that earlier, to deal with the indicted offense. So I understand that even if you do set bond here today, which is what I respectfully request, Mr. Williams is still in custody because we do have a pending indictment, and we're waiting for the Honorable Judge Glanville to set the hearing date for that bond.
Mr. Steele, two quick questions. One is, do you have a specific bond number in mind that you're asking the court to consider?
Yes, I would ask for a signature bond. There is no reason that Mr. Williams on these charges should have anything other than respectfully a signature bond. If you don't believe that that is appropriate, Your Honor, then whatever bond you believe to be reasonable, we will, I don't mind telling you, we will make the bond.
Okay, thank you. And also, just one last question, Mr. Steele, if you don't mind. You alluded to other people being on the call now. I leave that completely up to you. If you want them to be heard, if it's relevant to the issue of bond.
Mr. Williams managed a record label, and he is widely popular, Your Honor. Mr. Williams he's like the Babe Ruth of the musical industry. So, and you just got on your screen, Your Honor, two people. I actually will vouch for them. They have been nothing but professional. I've known them for years. And that is the two people who I believe, if you could just raise your hands for the Honorable Court to see you. And if you have any questions, Your Honor, these are people, they are not convicted felons. They are business people. They are college graduates. And they have been around the world with Mr. Williams.
Okay. Well, I do want to just acknowledge their presence here today. I always thank anybody who's here on a case. It could be someone here on behalf of the defense. It can be the victim, whoever it is. We always welcome everybody to the court, and I do consider your support of Mr. Williams as I consider bond at this time. And Mr. Smith, to be fair to both sides, do you have anybody on this call?
State does not, Your Honor.
Okay, I'd want to acknowledge anybody on either side of the case. But gentlemen, thank you to both of you. Now, I do want to just clarify, Mr. Smith, my understanding is that Mr. Williams, Jeffrey Williams, was indicted a couple days ago on the 22 SC Judge Glanville case, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And any bond that's to be considered on that case, per the delegation order from Judge Brasher, is going to go to Judge Glanville, and that's not before me today.
That's also correct.
Okay. And it's the state's position. You're asking for no bond. Mr. Steele's asking for a reasonable bond, preferably an unsecured judicial release. The reason for the state's request is risk of flight and considerations going to people who've not been arrested yet, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor, in addition to, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, Mr. Steele, I just want to be clear on this. Your client has no felony convictions. He does have an open DeKalb felony case from 4 years ago. So it's a while ago now. It's been up on appeal. It's back in the DA's office. Your perspective is it's not really getting any traction at this point, but the allegations are meth with intent and sale of marijuana.
There's a small amount. They're in a car. He's with two other people. The items are in a briefcase, and on the body camera, a passenger stated that that's my drugs. And
yes,
that's it.
Okay. Thank you both. You both do a great service to your clients, and it makes the court's job, I think, a lot easier to do. So thank you both. Now, let me get back to you, Mr. Williams. So the court does find probable cause for the listed charges, like I mentioned earlier, based on the warrants. And at this time, the court's not going to set a bond. I do find that you're a flight risk. And I do agree for bond purposes with the entirety of the state's argument. I will say also, though, the court is very strongly considering that you've got 22 SC 182873 related to this same investigation before Judge Glanville. And I don't want to restrict Judge Glanville from making a decision on bond in regards to everything so that he can balance everything. So that's the order of the court today. It's no bond for those reasons.
Your Honor, can I ask a question?
Of course.
You found a flight risk of a gentleman who has major ties to this community and grew up here, but then you stated that you don't want to bind Judge Glanville. Is it the order of your court that you want to pass this to Judge Glanville? Because your order of no bond will restrict Mr. Williams.
I agree. I don't know how else to say it. The court agrees with the state's argument for this bond hearing today that your client is a flight risk, that he has traveled extensively. Even if you turned in his passport, that would not restrict his travel outside the state of Georgia. He has a lot of support, it appears, outside the state of Georgia. It might be hard to get him back to Georgia if you were to leave the state, and I could not restrict his interstate travel. I also mentioned Judge Glanville to consider that there's an open related case that at this point does not have a bond. And so it also makes sense for Judge Glanville to consider everything and for him not to be hamstrung by any decision that the court makes today. So it's not passing the buck, it's making a decision today based on what's in front of me now.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
You can set a condition that Mr. Williams is on an ankle monitor and confined to an area and not leave the state. But I would ask the court to please reconsider, because what you're doing now is setting a precedent of a risk of flight when there is zero evidence. The man leaves the country because of work.
Well, I will also add that there's a risk of committing additional felonies for the reason that there's an open possession of methamphetamine with intent and sale of marijuana case pending, and that those are the same charges alleged here. Allegations in both cases. Mr. Williams, you're presumed innocent. I know Mr. Steele is already zealously representing you, but if we could put that on the order as well, that's no bond, risk to commit additional felonies as well. I appreciate your argument, Mr. Steele. Nobody does it better, but that's the order of the court. So any other issues on bond need to go in front of Judge Glanville down the road.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very nice to see you. And again, to the people on the call supporting Mr. Williams, today means the world to him, and the court appreciates you being with us here today. Mr. Smith, anything else for the state?
Nothing further from the state at this time other than the additional 2 positions on the calendar, Judge.
Yes, and let's get to that in just a moment. Mr. Steele, anything else for Mr. Williams?
Not today, Your Honor.
Okay, and I don't think, Mr. Steele, do you have any other cases on the calendar?
No, sir.
Okay, very nice to see you. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you.
I think you will do right there.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Will do.
Okay, Mr. Williams, good luck with it.
That's your baby girl. Now I'm gonna show y'all this video when Thor was in court. It might be like 2018, some shit like that. This video I'm about to show you.
Mr. Williams would like to say something to
All right, I give everyone an opportunity to hear. Stand up, man. You'll be sworn by Deputy Cooper. Swear, man.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear affirm the testimony you give today to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
State your name for the record.
You may lower your hand.
Jeffrey Witt.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. What do you want to tell me?
I'm sorry for disobeying the court. I'm sorry for disobeying my PO and being here again. And I just want to be home with my family. Do right. I just got so many millions of people that pay attention to me.
They already made a sacrifice. I'm about to get out of jail.
I lived so different. Not blaming it on that, but it's like these last 6 days, it's like every time, these last 6 days was like the 6 days when I came back down to reality, and I understood that, like, nah, this is real life. This is not, I got sons that's 10, 11 years old. They look up to me. I don't even want them to think like going to jail, even if you're able to get right out of jail, it's cool. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to just grow, because I'm honestly grown. I just make mistakes. I'm not been penalized for them, but I'm sorry, and I won't disobey you again. If I'm right.
Anything else, Mr. Williams?
No, sir.
All right.
Shawty got shot and killed on 85 North, right after 166. They shutting down the highway. Take another way. Right after 166, 85 North. Do not go 85 North. Past Cleveland. Hey man, y'all check on your folk, man. Dark gray Kia Stinger. 85 North. Right after 166. Got shot up on the highway. Y'all check on your folk, man. They got the whole highway shut down.
Tornado spinning for week. Tornado leaving debris. 40 stinking degree. I'm cut up on the feet. I can put my trust in the week.
Yeah.
Get a Hellcat
Charged up.
You know what I'm saying, right? Do this shit live.
Get your bars up.
We shoot shit, blow your cars up.
Yeah.
Man.
I can put my trust in a little weed.
Right. Yeah, you know I can do that. Yeah, you know I can just come out like that. Yeah, palm. Never get through. Man.
Yeah, mirror to the floor.
Man. Man. Never.
They ain't even on that. Yeah. I seen these two come from the bottom, man. No kissing. Man. Oh, that one too. No cap. Yeah. I seen these two come from the bottom, man. No kissing. Man. Oh, that one too. No cap.
I'm gonna beat this case, bro. I promise you that. I know how the industry shit go. Make that sacrifice.
A story we've been following for you all morning. This is a wild one. A woman is dead after a shooting in Southwest Atlanta. This all happened at Metro Fun Center. Police say they know who the person is who shot her, and they want them to turn himself in. 11 Alive's Karis Belger has more information from APD.
I did get an update from the Atlanta Police Department earlier in the morning. They tell me that this incident is still being investigated, but I was able to get a few more details of what they say happened. So last night, a group of people were here for a celebration originally in this building building behind me. At one point, there was a fight about a bowling ball, and at one point that fight made its way outside where a shooting took place. A woman, a 31-year-old woman, was killed just last night. Police say they got the call just before 11 p.m. And we did hear from Lieutenant Woolfolk with the Atlanta Police Department. He particularly noted the circumstances surrounding this incident were pretty tragic.
We talk about time and time again, and once again, this is an
Right now, police are not releasing the name of the suspect, but again, they do know who he is, and Lieutenant Woolfolk says that the department will continue to work on this case for as long as it takes until they get the resolution they're looking for. In Atlanta, I'm Karis Belger, 11 Alive News.
Story. A woman shot and killed all because of an argument over a bowling ball. Police say they know the shooter. Waiting for Tom Jones. Southwest Atlanta. Metro Fun Center. Tom, police are really bothered by this particular.
Anybody remember when Slim Duncan died back in the day? They said the argument was over a piece of candy. Really? You kill a man over an argument over a piece of candy?
Solve their differences with words, practice better.
You kill a woman over an argument
Police say
over a bowling ball?
here at the Fun Center during a birthday party, and now a young woman's life is over. Atlanta Homicide Commander Ralph Woolfolk has investigated many murders during his time with the department, but this one seemed to shake him to his core.
A young lady has lost her life tonight as a result of an argument over a bowling ball.
Police say the 31-year-old woman got into an argument with a man just after 11 at the Metro Fun Center on Metropolitan Parkway. That's when police say the gunman killed her.
We talk about conflict resolution time and time again, and once again, this is an escalating dispute in which a young lady has lost her life over a bowling ball.
Can't say that enough. Bowling ball. Police
Tell you this story. A woman shot and killed all because of an argument over a bowling ball. Police say they know the shooter and are waiting for him to turn himself in. And Channel 2's Tom Jones is live right now in Southwest Atlanta at the Metro Fun Center. Tom, police are really bothered by this particular loss of life, right?
Yeah, Fred, no fun here last night. Police talk all the time about the need for people to put their weapons down and solve their differences with words, practice better conflict resolution. Police say none of that happened last night here at the Fun Center during a birthday party, and now a young woman's life is over. Atlanta Homicide Commander Ralph Woolfolk has investigated many murders during his time with the department, but this one seemed to shake him to his core.
A young lady has lost her life tonight as a result of an argument over a bowling ball.
Police say the 31-year-old woman got into an argument with a man just after 11 at the Metro Fun Center on Metropolitan Parkway. That's when police say the gunman killed her.
We talk about conflict resolution time and time again, and once again, this is an escalating dispute in which a young lady has lost her life over a bowling ball.
Can't say that enough, over a bowling ball. Police say they have great video surveillance of the suspect. They have ballistics evidence, and they say people who saw what happened are talking. So they say it's a matter of time before this person is captured, so they are urging him to turn himself in, Fred.
Tom, I think you would agree with me, my friend. We've got to start treating each other.
I would.
Over a bowling ball. Wow. a little daughter back.
Guys, really quick. Recently, Young Thug and the whole YSL were taken into custody under the RICO Act. The charges towards Young Thug are of a gang leader running a criminal organization. To me, all this seems highly suspicious, especially after we saw Young Thug performing a blood ritual recently. What is also strange is that there appears to be a video online where Young Thug admits to not only being a Freemason, but also beating all his criminal cases because he is a Mason.
I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases. I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases. I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases. I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
Mason.
I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases. I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
As you heard for yourself, Young Thug openly admits that he beats his charges because he is a Mason. In my opinion, Young Thug will be released from custody shortly, and this would just be more promo for his upcoming album. Well, what do you guys think?
See, I ain't even have to say it. He said it. In his opinion, he gonna beat the charges. Did I not just say that earlier? The Thug and Gunna are gonna beat these charges. I don't know if Gunna got to sacrifice somebody else or if they made enough sacrifices. So one of the two is definitely getting out on bond. They gonna beat this case. The other 26 co-defendants, either I hope y'all got good lawyers or they gonna make y'all do sacrifices too. And Duke, we saw you at the Masonic Lodge too with Thug, so you already know what's up. You already know who you are. They coming back to collect.
It appears the Fulton County RICO conspiracy case that broke this week against music stars Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, and Sergio Kitchens, a.k.a. Gunna, lawyers for both have suggested they're innocent, is not the first time the pair has been linked in a criminal case, and that these images relate to a DeKalb County case dating back to 2017 and a vehicle stop by Brookhaven Police near Peachtree DeKalb Airport, also involving a third suspect.
Really hard. All right, Karis, thank you. Atlanta rapper Lokeed has died. That's according to social media posts by his brother. Lokeed, whose real name is Rakeed Render, was a member of the YSL record label founded by Young Thug. It was not immediately clear how the rapper might have died.
This video from 3388 Matrix.
dope, you got money, you got guns. Trifecta, okay?
That Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug's charges included possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute, possession of hydrocodone with intent to distribute, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of amphetamine, possession of alprazolam, 2 counts of possession of codeine, and 1 count of possession of firearm during commission of a felony. We found this photo in court records. There's a not guilty plea. Records indicate Kitchens was accused of a window tint violation to which he pled guilty and received a fine and probation suspended upon full payment of fine and surcharges, and a possession of marijuana less than an ounce charge, which was nalprost. The DeKalb DA's office has indicated that Kitchens in this case is indeed Gunna. A trans
online where Young Thug admits to not only being a Freemason, but also beating all his criminal cases because he is a Mason.
I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases. I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
Now watch this, my predictions, right? Remember this video. Young Thug and his colleagues are gonna beat the case because they sacrificed Lil Keed. Now, if Lil Keed died because of kidney failures, that's what I'm hearing, or he got shot. There's a lot of rumors going out that he got shot or it was like a lean overdose. If he did die because of that, I'm sorry. But I really think that the devil put his hands in the situation and this young artist died for Young Thug to prevail, you know what I'm saying? It's like when Vaughn died, Lil Durk got more famous. Now Young Thug, he's gonna beat his case. He's gonna make mad music about Lil Keed. He's gonna eat off of Lil Keed's death, you know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's really tough because I feel like music is not the same anymore. The newer generation, like from the 2000s up, it's really devil's work. These niggas blow up out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? And then they die out of nowhere. It's like these rappers are side characters. They just get thrown out the story. And then the main character rappers, you know, they thrive.
So what y'all thought? Was this a sacrifice? I think he made a couple sacrifices in my opinion. Allegedly. This is all for entertainment and educational purposes. Fair Use Act, Section 107, and all that. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and end this video off. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it on a lighter note.
Look, give me some McDonald's. When you come back, I might remember something. Can you do that?
Oh, yeah. Big Mac, fries, Coke?
Yeah.
Done.
Look, give me some McDonald's. When you come back, I might remember something. Can you do that?
Fries,
cheese, give me that.
Coke?
Yeah.
Done.
Coca-Cola, all that, give me that. And I might know something for you. How about that?
Look, give me some McDonald's. When you come back, I might remember something.
You might remember something for a Coca-Cola and McDonald's?
Coke?
Look, give me some McDonald's. When you come back, I might remember something. Can you do that?
Oh, yeah. Big Mac, fries, Coke?
Yeah.
Done.
Oh yeah, Big Mac, fries? You just agreed to that? You ain't even tell him what you wanted to order. He just suggested it. Big Mac, fries, and Coke? Yeah.
Blow out, blow out. Now you just booty hole blow out. Show out. Take my house and go get a blow out. Blow out.
And we're going to end it right there. Appreciate you tuning in. Anybody else just catching this on the replay, hit that like button for me. And we're going to do that right. Hold on a second.
Blow out, blow out. Now you just booty hole blow out. Show out. Take my house and go get a blow out. Blow out.
And just like that, we gone.